If someone has ever told you you don't open up and your reaction was confusion rather than denial, this is probably about you because from your side, nothing feels hidden. You're involved, you care, you're not checked out. So when that sentence lands, it doesn't clarify anything. It feels inaccurate, sometimes even unfair. And that disconnect between how you experience yourself and how someone else experiences you is where many relationships quietly begin to unravel. What's happening isn't emotional absence, it's emotional containment. For a lot of people, expressing emotion early in their life wasn't natural. It came with consequence. It escalated situations. It made things worse instead of better. So the nervous system adapts, not by shutting emotionally down, but by managing them internally. You didn't stop feeling, you stopped letting feelings move outward. From the inside, this feels normal. It feels regulated. It feels controlled. You experience yourself as steady and capable, but the person trying to connect with you doesn't have access to that internal regulation. What they're experiencing instead is distance. This is the internal external mismatch. You feel your emotional life from the inside, they only experience what crosses the boundary. Neither of you are wrong. You're just standing on different sides of the same wall. This becomes most visible in emotional charged moments when a conversation gains weight. Your system moves towards stability. You slow things down. You try to keep it manageable. When someone brings pain to you, your attention shifts towards fixing or explaining. You want the discomfort to end. That response is adaptive, it's intelligent, but intimacy doesn't come from resolution. It comes from a shared experience. Most of the time, the other person isn't asking for solutions. They're asking for company inside the feeling, not indefinitely, not dramatically, sometimes for less than a minute. For someone with a contained nervous system, every 30 seconds of staying present without managing, redirecting, or explaining can feel physically uncomfortable. That discomfort is work. This is how imbalance forms. From your side, you haven't withdrawn. You're still there, still invested. From their side, they're doing more emotional reaching. They're exposing more of themselves. They're taking more relational risk. Over time, that gap starts to hurt, not because they want chaos, but because feeling alone while partnered creates a very specific kind of loneliness. Often, they don't pull away to punish you, they pull away to protect themselves. An important clarification matters here. Not all emotional containment is dysfunctional. Some people are naturally more internally regulated. Some families and cultures value emotional steadiness. Some partners process emotions externally, others internally. Sometimes the request to open up isn't a request for intimacy, but a request to match someone else's style. Healthy intimacy isn't about becoming the same, it's about building a bridge between two different nervous systems. So the real question isn't, am I emotionally unavailable? It's this: is this pattern creating pain in my relationship? And do I want something different? You can understand this perfectly and still choose not to change it. That's valid. But if you do want something different, the path forward isn't willpower and it isn't emotional performance. It's gradually expanding your nervous system's tolerance for emotional exposure with safe people. That usually looks like staying present slightly longer than feels natural, allowing emotions to exist without immediately managing it, and having experiences where vulnerability does not lead to the outcome your body expects. Inside Insight names the pattern. Experience reshapes it. When emotional access increases, the dynamic changes. Conversations carry less tension. Repair happens faster. Distance stops accumulating. Attraction often returns. Not because anyone becomes more expressive, but because emotional presence becomes available. Safety allows closeness. Closeness sustains desire. That's biology. If this resonates, don't rush to fix it. Awareness usually comes before choice. The next video goes deeper into how emotional safety interacts with attraction, why pressure backfires, and what being there actually looks like in practice. So please subscribe to my channel, and I hope I see you on the next video.